How should you follow up on direct mail advertising? Fantastic questions. Some people think that direct mail is dead because the internet is here. That is not true at all. I've sent several direct mail campaigns, and I'm going to show you in this video how I follow up once the letters and packages have actually been sent. Let's dive in. I told somebody once that we're still sending direct mail. Now, we don't do it too frequently, but we do it. And they were like, direct mail still works? And I was like, think about this. All right, just think about it with me for a minute. You on YouTube, you delicious YouTuber. All right, if everyone is doing direct mail and the internet comes and everyone's like, ooh, new shiny object, and they go flying over here, it's like way less competitive. All right, it's actually funny that a lot of people aren't doing direct mail anymore. It's way easier to make it work. Way easier to make it work because no one's there, right? Way less people anyways, that makes sense. So we have done two major direct mail campaigns. One was to a list of 89 influencers, and it was so effective that we only got 3 packages into our 5 package plan. 67 of the 89 reached back out. It's crazy. All right, it worked tremendously well. The other was much larger. We sent almost 10,000 packages. Cost me quite a pretty penny, to be honest. It was basically 5 different packages to about almost 1,900 people. So it was almost 10,000 packages. So did we lose money on it? Absolutely not. I'm gonna show you 5 different little tips and tricks you can use in direct mail campaigns to follow up and try to make them lucrative. Trick number 1, track responses. Claude Hopkins was an amazing marketer that lived in the 1800s, and people thought he was a genius. Right? There's no internet, obviously. He wasn't, I mean, he's a genius for sure, but really what he was doing is he writes about this, okay? He's got great books. He basically said, it's not that I'm like this super smart guy, I'm just one of the first guys to ever track the effects of my marketing. So anytime they would mail out these letters and mail out sales letters, whenever somebody responded, he would just have them put like a little code. Somehow he would know, oh, this is the one they're responding to. And then he wouldn't do any of the others that weren't working and just double down on the ones that were. Right? Sounds really, really simple, and honestly it is. Just track your results, track them. Find a way to track it. I have a buddy who recently spent a lot of money on a direct mail campaign, and there was no way to track whether or not it actually worked. There wasn't even a call to action, there was nothing. It wasn't a marketing campaign. He pretty much just sent free stuff to people, all right? Because he couldn't track it. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite little tricks here. Number 2 is to okay, it's really hard to fail as a marketer when you understand this principle. When you're doing all these campaigns, regardless of how it does, it is a case study and a story for you to use on your content and your other things. So my stuff has been profitable. My campaigns have been profitable. My direct mail campaigns have definitely worked. But if it doesn't, I at least collected a sweet story for my bag of stories, right? Which I talk about sometimes with you guys. My bag of stories, look at those bag of stories. Look at that repertoire I've started building up. Even if it didn't work, hopefully it does. But basically what I'm saying is that how do you follow up after a direct mail campaign? Second tip here is to make stories about it regardless of the outcome, okay? Regardless of the outcome. Just the fact that you're telling stories about it, just the fact that you're telling stories about doing something like direct mail is fascinating for a lot of people who think direct mail is dumb and done when they think it's no longer effective anymore. So for you to come out and say, now what does that do? If I can go out and I can start telling stories about these campaigns that I've done, even if they didn't work, which they have, it's at least cool fuel and it gives me more attention. And marketing's a game of attention getting. So you have to understand it's actually kind of hard to fail as a marketer if you keep collecting these stories and use them as case studies in your normal everyday content. Third little strategy and tip that I like to do around direct mail is, now in this scenario, I have not quite sent the packages yet. It's really fun though if you do have as many phone numbers as you can. Phone numbers and email addresses of the people you're about to send mail to. There's this thing called ringless voicemail. So I will take my phone and I will record a 1-minute message. And I'll be like, hey, what's going on? I just wanted you to know, it's Steve Larsen. I just wanted you to know that we are sending out a package to you. It's actually bright fluorescent pink, so you can't miss it. I got a good little gift in there, so it's lumpy. It's not like a normal letter. And I thought I'd just let you know that it's on the way. So expect it in a little bit. I just want to give you a little heads up that it's on the way. Oh my gosh. All I did was I just created awareness about the fact that it's coming, okay? That's so huge. Oh, that's so huge. Huge hack to the game and the effectiveness of direct mail. By telling him that you're sending him something and it's on the way. I used to do that to some of the, so I did that on the big mass one, but I also did it for the influencers. As I put like 89 big influencers. As I was putting the envelope in the mailbox, I stopped, and so you could clearly see it was a mailbox, and I took a picture with their name, my name, right, address and everything, and I put it in the mailbox, and then I took that picture and I sent it to them on Facebook, right? And it was crazy. They're like, what are you sending me? And I'll be like, haha, you have to find out. Like, guys, that's Hollywood does that to us. Big boy brands do that to us. They basically say something's coming, open loop, lots of curiosity. That's a really, really easy way. Now I do the exact same thing afterward. I might send another voicemail and say, hey, wanted to see what you thought about it. Hopefully, call this number back. Would love to talk to you. Some of my team wants to chat. Or wanted to see if you got the package. If not, that's totally cool. Maybe it got lost in the mail. Regardless, I just want you to know that I think you're awesome and would love to see if there's a way we can help. Right, that's super simple. Really easy ways to kind of bookend with voicemail or email on either side of your direct mail campaign. Hey guys, before showing you 2 final strategies here, there's a lot of them, but I want to show you 2 more. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell button. In the comments, I actually would love to know what's the most clever piece. We got a big audience here, guys. If we all do this, we can make a really cool vault of knowledge in the comments. What's the coolest piece of direct mail you've ever gotten? What is it? Put it in the comments down below. It'd be fun to see what everyone's answers are. All right, one of the ways I've made my direct mail campaigns effective and following up after sending them, it's what the direct mail campaign is promoting. The direct mail campaign, for me, I like to use it to sell things that are cheapish, like not really expensive stuff. Like, hey, here's this 5-part direct mail campaign. There's the reasons why it's 5 as well. It's not the purpose of this video though, but so I'll go through and I'll send out these 5 different packages, and there's letters in there, and I put lumpy stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff that I do with that. I'll tell you about that in a second, but at the end of it, what I'm doing is I'm actually pitching them to something that isn't expensive. It's actually cheap. And the hope is to get them into a mode of action where as soon as they get in, they buy something cheap, I can upsell them something expensive afterward. So that right there is super simple. And I don't know, maybe it's a personal thing as well, but I'm spending a bit of money to get them to go spend a little bit of money. Does it make sense? I'm spending quite a lot to get them to spend a little bit. But the reason is, whatever I sell them next, I actually want it to be expensive enough that it covers the cost of the entire campaign for everybody. Okay? That is how I've created safety net. That's how I've created a bit of a parachute and safety net on the whole thing. And so I'm not just like burning cash, which a lot of people do on direct mail. So just saying that again, I get everybody to come in and I want them to go buy something cheap, but the next upsell is something expensive enough. Might be a coaching program, might be time with me. I have people who spend money for a day with me. They'll bring the company in and I'll consult their company. They'll, maybe it's something in the mastermind. It's something that's expensive enough that if one person buys, it covers more than covers the cost of the rest of the whole campaign to everybody. Finally, a lot of this stuff, it does not trump the fact that whatever you're sending should be interesting. I don't send letters. Letters get opened by gatekeepers, all right? They do. I want to send packages. I remember the first time I was newish at ClickFunnels. I walked into Russell Brunson's office and I opened up all of the packages on his desk for him. I thought I was doing him a service, all right? Think about if somebody was to open your Christmas presents for you because they're trying to do you a service. That's essentially what happened. And I could see on his face immediately that was not the correct thing for me to do, okay? Don't open someone else's packages, okay? The same kind of thing is true though for how I send direct mail. I certainly send letters, but that's not it. In the envelope, we've put things like a pumpkin seed, something that makes it, and I know that has no context, so it'd be kind of weird, but something that makes it puffy at least. Scarcely ever do I put something in an actual white envelope. Bleh. You know who does that? Big corporations with massive marketing budgets. That's freaking boring. Get past the gatekeeper and get your package straight to the decision maker by creating what is called, it's not my term, it's called lumpy mail. Lumpy mail is stuff that is heavy, right? It's actually called thud factor, all right? Thud factor. If I was to hold it on a desk and boom, I want a thud factor. I want lumpy mail. I have chosen the most nasty packaging ever for my stuff. And it's fine, it works, because it's an eyesore. I once had this plastic packaging that was literally this nasty fluorescent pizza slices all over the outside of it. Like, that's what the graphic was. It was literally pizza packaging, all right? It was so ugly, but it worked real well. I'm not trying to blend in. I'm trying to be an eyesore. I'm trying to be an eyesore and get past the gatekeeper by making stuff that's interesting and gets past the gatekeeper. Hey guys, I love campaigns like this, and I love finding rich dead marketers to model because they didn't have things like the internet, and I like to learn from them. I want to teach you some of those lessons for free. Go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. Internetlaunchsecrets.com shows you my 3 most profitable campaigns using the internet, using things like I was just talking about in this video, 3 most profitable campaigns over the last 3 years. It's free, internetlaunchtsecrets.com. I put the link in the description so you can just click.